Stop your grinning and drop your linen.
5.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down. Maybe you haven't been keeping up on current events, but we just got our asses kicked, pal.
Get away from her, you bitch!
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
My name is Richard Whiskey. I don't know what to label myself. I collect pinball machines. Why Alien Pinball? Many years ago at the Texas Pinball Festival, I saw the Highway game. I was hooked, but not hooked enough. They folded before I even had a chance, so it was one of those titles that slipped away, and when I heard Pinball Brothers was doing it, why not? And so I jumped in. I love the game because of the integration with the movies and all the movie clips that integrate with the modes and the sound, which was done by one of the greats, David Thiel. It just blew me away when I saw it at Texas Pinball Festival. I had to have it.
What is the game missing in comparison to the Highway version?
One of the biggest complaints is that it doesn't have the LCD screen on the playfield. To me, it was a redundant thing because all it does is just repeated what was on the big screen on the back glass. You know, there was one mode that maybe it was helpful during ambush mode, but I don't have a problem looking up. I mean, we've been doing that with DMD pinball machines ever since they came out. But one of the things that are not included on the Pinball Brothers that I wish that were is the cabinet. The lit up cabinet art was really cool. Everything else is not needed as far as I'm concerned. The bigger screen and the monitor is not needed. This is plenty big. It's bigger than any Stern. Not as big as the Jersey Jack, which to me is kind of big. It's too big. Everything that is great about this game is here on this version.
How was the packaging and the shipping condition of the box?
I bought a few new in the box games in my time, and this one was packed well. It just had big sheets of styrofoam that cocooned the pinball machine. Actually, the box had some damage on the outside of it, but it didn't penetrate the styrofoam. So the styrofoam did protect the pinball machine. So it was packed fine. It was packed as good as any new in the box game.
Was setup any different in comparison to any other game?
The setup was pretty much the same. You know, you cut the side of the box open, put the top legs on, the front legs on, and then fold it down. It was pretty much very similar to any other pinball machine.
Have you had any issues with like the stand-up or drop-down targets?
I haven't had any issues with them registering the hits, but I have had issues. They get bent a little bit sideways, so you have to, you know, every once in a while, you take the glass off, open it up, and push them to where they align.
How often does the Xenomorph catch the ball?
Not very often. I'll be honest with you. It's at first it felt like it was 3/4 of the time it was grabbing, but it's been getting worse, and I don't know what that could be. There's lots of theories roaming around. Strength of the magnet that's supposed to grab the ball. There's not enough time. The ball hits the Xeno target, and then it rebounds off of that so fast that I don't think the software's catching it. And I think a software fix may be the answer. And I know that Kato is all over it, and lots of people are giving input to him. And there's an update to address that. But whether or not it's going to be fixed, I don't know. If you hit a nice soft shot up in there to the target, the magnet catches it and everything, it's good. But if you hit anything more than soft, it's not going to catch it.
Do you love or do you regret this purchase?
Oh, I love it. No doubt about it. This is the most anticipated purchase I've ever made, and the most glad I've been once I received it. I love it. I mean, every game Eventually, you get tired of it. I have not touched my Guns N' Roses since I've got this 2 weeks ago.
What is the quality of the materials?
Quality, I think it's as good as a Jersey Jack pin, and a lot of people are going to shudder when they hear that. Oh my God, no way. You know, the inside of the cabinet is nice and smooth, so if you want to add stickers, you know, side blades or whatever, it's ready for that. It's very solid cabinet. You know, all the mechs seem to be working fine via the Xenomorph. It's not working right, but I don't think it's a mechanical issue. I think it's a software issue. Software-wise, that's the weakness. We've got some things that they need to work on, but this game was totally redesigned software-wise from the original. So to come this far is amazing to me, and it plays really well, and it's I'm having a blast playing it.
Can you give me some stories of any issues that you've had with the game, and what is the customer support like? My
first issue was the left speaker was really muffled and didn't sound right. So I got on there and I went to their website, Pinball Brothers website, created a ticket. Within 24 hours, I got an answer. It was less than 24 hours from this guy from Cato. And I'd heard about him. So, and he was very friendly, and he actually knew some people that I know and said to say hi. So he's been with me, very responsive the whole way, with every even small issues that I've had that you do normally get with any pinball machine. So actually really good.
What about getting replacement parts?
Me personally, the issue that I had with the speaker being out, Cato just immediately said, yeah, I'll send you a new amplifier. And he sent it. Within 5-6 days, he DHL'd it to me. Now, it didn't come with instructions, so I would bet that in the future, when they get into production games, that you're going to need to talk to your distributor, and they'll send somebody out to install something like an amplifier. Because basically, I had to open up the CPU box and install this amplifier, and if you're not familiar with that stuff, it might be kind of difficult. With me, I can take anything apart, put it back together. Whether it gets put back together right is another story, but I can do that.
What is the lighting like? The game seems kind of dark.
Okay, so it is dark, but it's not as dark as the original. They've added these light blocks that I don't know if you can see in the camera. You probably can't see them, but there's like 6 or 7 of them, these blocks of plastic that glow. Now, they don't really do anything for general illumination on the playfield, but they do help with the mood of the game. And this is a scary game, scary sci-fi game. And that's one of the things I love about it, is it needs to be somewhat dark, but this game is still too dark. And I would suggest adding spotlights if that's possible. You do have lit up posts, and you do have those lit up plastic things. I don't even know, the plastic blocks. We got to come up with a name with those things, because I don't think anybody knows. The mood is really cool, but it's not, if you like your games lit up well, I would suggest doing spotlights or maybe pin stadiums, but you don't want to blast it with light, because this game needs to be dark somewhat.
Is the Xenomorph sound like annoying or loud?
It's loud. Yeah, it's loud, but it only happens, during gameplay you can't hear it. When you turn the game on, it needs to calibrate, so you hear this grinding sound and you're like, oh no. You can add silicone lube to it and it helps somewhat, but it's just gonna be loud. That's just the way it is.
How did the flippers feel in comparison to other manufacturers?
I would say they're pretty similar to the old Bally Williams. Pretty much. They're fine. They're great. There is an issue with the flipper bushings. Like when I got the game, I had a sticky flipper. One of the other guys that owns the game had already came up with a video, Hurry Up Pinball. Basically just the bushing on the flipper mech needed to be sanded down. It was rough. So easily fixed. And I did the same thing, and the flipper's been strong ever since. I actually increased the tension on the spring to help the rebound, but flippers feel really good.
What is something that really stands out to you on this game?
One of the things I like most about this game is that the modes, you have an option. It's got both movies in it. You have Alien and Aliens. You can choose the modes right at the beginning of the game. So Alien movie has its modes, Aliens has its modes. The modes go with the movies, which is really cool because you get cutscenes, actual cutscenes from the movies, which you don't always get. This game has cutscenes The sound effects are from the movie. It draws you in. It's scary. The lighting is dark. It's moody, scary. The modes are different enough that you don't feel like you're playing the same game every time. That's what I like about it. Whether or not this is a keeper forever, I don't know. I feel like it might be, but you know how it is when you get a new game, you love it. So,
Any advice to our viewers out there?
if you're at all interested in this game, I would get on pre-order list. CoinTaker's the only distributor in America right now. Unless you're in Texas, there's another one.